Wonderful. How are you?
I'm obsessed with trains. I love trains. I'm obsessed with VIA trains, CN trains, CP trains, but also all sorts of trains, British trains, American trains, everything. And Rapido as a manufacturer, we're not just manufacturing model trains. We're really trying to recreate the train experience. And what better way to do that than to actually ride the train? And I feel this experience of riding the Rapido with we have over 70 people here is really, it's building community. It's a wonderful experience to build a community of model railroaders, of rail fans, to enable us to get to know each other, and also to enable us to really get back in tune with why we're in this. We all love trains.
This is just so cool. It's an unreal feeling. Like it feels like you're sitting literally on top of the train with nothing around you. The panels between the glass you don't notice. It's just a panoramic view. It's awesome to take everything in. You're higher up than everything. You can watch the whole train in front of you and watch the maneuvers. It's just a wonderful experience.
This is great. We can sit here, we can talk, we can do whatever, talk to people. You meet people on a train that you can't meet on a plane, and obviously not in a car. So the long distance train rides, they're fantastic.
This car is a Skyline car. VIA has these cars in service primarily on the Canadian that goes between Toronto and Vancouver. And a Skyline car in North America, VIA is the last operator of these types of old dome cars in the 1950s. And it's a real, you see the countryside so much better from these cars. And you really experience, like you see the tracks ahead of you, you see the tracks behind you. You can really get a good view of everything around you, the whole train experience. Having a dome car on the Toronto-Montreal route and the Toronto-Ottawa-Montreal route is very special because, simply put, you don't get a chance to ride dome cars in this route. Usually it's for a lot of people, it's just the way they get to meetings or they get to travel to visit family. They don't think of it as a real rail adventure experience. And we've turned it into an adventure. What we're really trying to do here is build a community. And so we've tried to really have all different aspects of Railfan and model railroad experience. We rode the train, we experienced the train ride, and we went to the Model Railway Club, the West Island Model Railway Club in Dorval, Quebec, so people can actually say, this is what it's all about. We're, most of us, model railroaders. And so it was very important to me to include a model train experience in the journey. Welcome everyone to EXPORAIL, and thank you again for joining us on this Ride the Rapido product launch party extravaganza. We've been advertising this as the largest Canadian model railroad product launch in history. You know me, I'm not one for hyperbole. But I think after we unveil the launch, I think you will agree that this is actually the largest product launch in Canadian model train history. We're not just launching one model, we are launching a whole new series of 12 models. It is my sincere pleasure to introduce the icons of Canadian steam. We are going to produce at least 12 different iconic Canadian steam engines in ready-to-run plastic at affordable prices.
It's beautiful. They're going to be so great. I mean, look at that. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, but I'm happy.
My initial thoughts are I have to retire my brass to display cabinets because this stuff's all going to be better and it's going to run and it's going to have sound and all that other stuff. So that's it for the brass. Got to go buy another cabinet.
He is the Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs of
Steve Jobs. I'm sorry.
Steve Jobs
of model railroading.
Model railroading. No.
Canada doesn't have that many railway museums. Most of them are quite small affairs. We really suffer from a lack of funds, a lack of volunteers. But we are very lucky to have something like EXPORAIL. EXPORAIL is a real jewel. It is a really grade A, top-class railway museum, and arguably the most comprehensive museum in Canada. They have a very wide-ranging collection. And they, of course, have great selection of steam engines. And launching icons of Canadian steam, EXPORAIL was the logical choice to bring everybody there. We had people coming all the way from Calgary, from New York, from Moncton, New Brunswick. It's not quite central, but it still has access to a whole lot of people. And we all convene there to really walk through Canada's railway history. EXPORAIL is a great place to be able to do that. Via Rail has been fantastic by really creating the first class experience for everybody. And for a lot of people, it's their first time in a dome car. For some people, it's their first time ever riding a Via train. And for some people, it's been their first time ever riding a train. These are people who are interested in trains. They're model railroaders, but they never really felt the need to get up and go somewhere on the train. So we've really built this community here. And it's wonderful to be able to spend time with your fellow model railroaders and fellow rail fans. On our way to Montreal, people were lining up for the dome, and everyone got their fair share in the dome. And now on the way back, it's getting dark, and everyone's kind of mellow after a busy couple of days. A lot of people are dozing off, having a snooze, looking out the window, reading, relaxing, still talking and laughing and enjoying themselves. We just had some trivia games where we were asking obscure railroad trivia questions, and I know a lot about obscure bits about passenger trains and passenger cars. And I thought I was boring people because I couldn't get into the answers like, what brand of air conditioning was used on CN's 1954 passenger cars, or what are the designation of the truck's wheels underneath this car we're riding now. But everyone just was having such a good time, and they said, we're learning this stuff. And we were all making jokes and laughing and shouting. And it's really been an amazing experience. Everybody will tell you on this trip they've had a great time. It's been both relaxing, exciting, good friendships made, good experiences, good views, good food, good drink, and hopefully it's not the last one. We're going to look into doing more Rapido train adventures in the future, hopefully some including our own sleeping car, Edmundston, and I really hope that more rail fans and model railroaders from all around North America and the world will join us on our next trip on the Rapido.